Most people believe that eating healthy is expensive. The cheap cost of highly processed, nutrient-void food comes at a cost to our health and longevity. So there might be some short-term financial gains of eating on the cheap, but in the long term, it's definitely going to be detrimental to your health and performance. One of the things we can learn to do is make the most of the produce that we have. So what I've done here is I've purchased a whole pasture-raised organic chicken. It's $18 a kilo. But to buy organic breasts or organic Marylands at my butcher is $25 a kilo. So it's a significant difference. You might think, well, this has got a lot of bones in it, it's going to weigh more. But what we're going to do here is we're going to cut up the chicken and we're going to save the bones for a bone broth. Okay, so I'll do my best to show you how I do this. I'm going to start by lying it on its stomach and I'm going to pull the legs apart. And then I'm just going to put some weight on the spine and push down here. It's just going to crack a little bit and it just helps to flatten the chicken out. With a sharp knife, I'm going to run down either side of the spine. So I'll just put a groove there, and on the other side, I'll put a groove down that side as well. I'm going to stick the sharp knife in. I'm going to start to cut that away, and on the other side. So again, sticking the knife in, cutting through the cartilage and the bones. Beautiful. Okay, so here I've obviously got the spine of the chicken, and I've also got the neck. Now I'm going to keep that because that's really good for a bone broth. From here, I'm going to turn the chicken back over, and I'm going to take away the Marylands. So I'm going to get the skin here. I'm just going to start to cut away the skin best I can. And then you'll start to find the joint down here of the Maryland. And if I just cut away all of the skin, that Maryland will come out. So that's one. Same again on the other side. So my knife could do with a bit of sharpening. Anyway, cut out the skin, and then I've got my other Maryland. Okay, now I'm going to do the same with the wings. So I'm going to really go into the groove here and just start to cut away. And you'll find the joint of the wing in here. And then it's just, again, a matter of cutting away the skin. And then I've got one of my wings. Do the same on the other side. Just find the joint, so cut in. Once I found the joint, just cut around, cut off all the skin. There's my second wing. Okay, so now I've just got the breastplate left. I'm just going to do a line down the middle with the knife and try to cut again, obviously through the skin of the chicken. You've got the wishbone in there, so I'm just going to cut through the wishbone. And then what I'm going to try to do is I'm just going to try to pull the chicken away, or run the knife between obviously the flesh and the bone to get my breast soft there. So just keep running the knife against there. And you'll find that I can get that breast off. There's my breast. It's going to have a little bit of bone in it. The wishing bone will be there, so I can either try and pull that out now, or obviously I can pull it out later. But if I just give that a bit of a pull, there's the wishing bone. There's my breast. Then I'll come back and obviously do the other one. So again, just cutting the flesh away. Obviously, the butcher can do a better job than this, but you'll pay the price. So we're looking at an extra $7 a kilo for the chicken if we're getting the butcher to take the breast and the Marylands off. But by doing it ourselves, we obviously save a bit of money, but the job might not be quite as good. Anyway, there's my second breast. Again, there's probably a little bit of bone in there, but something to watch out for. So now I've got the spine and the neck, and I've also got the rib cage. These are both pieces that I'm going to keep for the bone broth, and I'll do another video just showing how I use these for the bone broth. My partner and I will probably take the breasts and wings as one meal, and we'll probably use the Marylands as another meal. So I've got enough for 4 people to have 2 decent meals there. And when I make the bone broth, I'm going to get maybe a litre and a half of bone broth, which I'm going to be able to use for obviously multiple dishes. So as you can see, this is one way to make eating healthy a little bit more cost effective. The individual parts are far more expensive. Buy the whole chicken at a cheaper price, cut it up myself, and make sure I'm using every part of that chicken and not throwing any of it away. Even when I eat the Marylands and the wings, I'm going to save those bones and they will go into my bone broth. Another thing we can look to do at our butcher, as long as the meat is organic, grass-fed, pasture-raised, is we want to try to purchase more of the fattier cuts. The leaner cuts are more expensive, but believe it or not, they're not as nutrient dense as a lot of the fattier cuts. So we should be looking to buy necks, we should be looking to buy shanks, we should be looking to buy even organ meat, so livers and kidneys. All these sort of things that are a little bit fattier are generally cheaper. They're not as in high demand, but they're actually better for us. And it's another great way to sort of save money and be able to eat quite healthily. So I hope you can see the benefit of this, and you'll start buying the whole chicken and using the whole chicken and not just parts, and you'll look at other ways to sort of cut costs and buy organic pasture raised quality meats.